I just woke up and I have this cool concept of finding out how many red flags I have. But mainly, it's the society that has red flags all over the place. It's very materialistic and it cares about appearance as well. First impression. And they just, all they have to do is look at you and it's like, oh, I don't like you. I'm not attracted. Thank you very much. And what is that all about? Cause that's weird, man. By the way, you know what also makes me very not attractive is that I'm gonna talk about Mr. Beast for the first 10 minutes. Why will I talk about Mr. Beast? I don't know. He's in my head for some reason. I don't even care about his videos that much, but as a YouTube CEO, I technically now obligated to care a little bit extra. And on top of that, he's a very relatable dude. I very much like him. PewDiePie was also likable, shows up every day, collects memes, kind of interacts. But Mr. Beast is on another level of being kind of very cool. And you cannot blame the dude for taking over YouTube because he's still very young. He's younger than me, like 4 years. And that's mind blowing that someone just figured out YouTube game that easily. Like, he's not even that attractive or crazy of a dude, but then he just evolves, figures out every single trick, man, in the book. But usually, it's not the tricks that work. It's just the evil that works. You know, the same way that I'm stuck in the shadows, it's evil that people do not pay attention to me, that people just click away. People feel the red flags somehow emanating, oh, I don't have a good enough microphone. It's not really a red flag that I possess. It's like, should I enslave myself and get a good microphone? Fuck that shit. Someone can actually donate a good microphone. What's gonna happen? They're probably gonna get a lot of credit for that. Every single time someone thanks me for getting a better microphone, or just compliments my voice or something, they're gonna get some credit. It's just that easy. Investment, guys. Solving problems. How did we lost that one? I don't understand. Alright, but I'll talk about my red flags, I guess. That's cool. Everyone should do a video like this, to be honest. And I've seen like self-roasting videos. Technically it feels like some people did it here and there, but like everyone should do it. Everyone should describe things that they feel uncomfortable about, but then start debunking those things because they still live on with those bad feelings from the outside, but inside they have to feel very confident about that they're doing the right thing, they're living in the right way. So, unfortunately, it's very weird, but we have to talk about Mr. Beast right now. So, to me, he's kind of like a friendly competitor on YouTube. I'm not following his footsteps. I'm not trying to be just like him and even get views. That's not my thing. But Mr. Beast refers sometimes saying, I like educative content on YouTube. I don't really watch anything else. And, that really also relates to me. But the weirdest thing, Mr. Beast actually shows up in my dreams more than any other YouTuber, and that's a little creepy. That is weird. I only remember 3 instances, but I'm sure there's way more. Way more. It has to be like 5. And, well, tonight was the night when we saw the Beast. And he lingered for a long time in the dream. He was like the dude just running the show or something. Almost like filming a video. He was with his own crew of people, but I only remember seeing Chris, because, you only remember familiar faces anyways. And Chris was saying something. Something happened because in a water environment ish. It always felt like a jungle island thing, but also very familiar environment. I don't know if that matters. Mr. Beast was walking its own way, and then I was just jumping around like a fucking ninja, doing my thing. It's almost like playing with an old friend at this point. Uh, but yeah, he was with his own crew just walking around, and I'm just a loner jumping around. Not really a predator. I'm not even sure what the objective was. Uh, there was also suddenly a lot of bad guys who shoot electricity, like some kind of mages. So, uh, I don't know what that was about. I didn't survive that one. I'll tell you that much. I barely survived it. But that's for some reason a health bar showed up and I barely had any health left or something. But it's weird. It's some weird shit. It's still kind of vivid. I can still understand this, and it's weird that whenever a big face shows up like this, it's quite a vivid dream. Like the last time, I also remember when Mr. B shows up, because not only it was such a emotional moment trying to send Mr. Beast a message, trying to say something meaningful to him. It's a big moment. All right, because for me it feels like, oh, it's real. I'm really actually sending him something. Um, I already forgot what that is. It's it's not. I shouldn't really care that much. Oh, it was the sanity message. It's like you have to give 50% of sanity content, basically. That was the most important message that I sent overall when I'm becoming YouTube CEO. You know, it was my main message, and it still is the main message. You have to add sanity to your content because people are definitely going insane. And when they see red flags, they're scared. They don't know what to do. It's so annoying because back in the day, we were forced to talk to each other. We were forced to accept our red flags. But now, not enough sanity to do that. We better stare at our phones and look nice on a screen, but in real life, we just do random shit that makes no difference whatsoever anymore. Again, maybe back in the day, traveling was a cool thing to do, but now it's not because you can just look at it from your screen, whatever you want. You can travel really fast across the entire world. You can just watch one documentary about the world, and you technically traveled or tasted a lot of things. You will not be able to understand the culture, but what's the point? You have to now make meaningful choices in life. And I can tell you red flags of society. I've been doing this forever. Alright? Red flagging society. This is completely new concept. So it doesn't fit at all into my bullshit list. I just wake up with this idea. I'm like, wow, this is interesting to talk about. All the things that make me not attractive to other people that I have to struggle with. And it's so painful. But again, so Mr. Beast was with Chris, and there was some kind of water sequence or someone like almost drowning or something. And Chris says something very just fascinating to me. Or like maybe we together came up with the concept, but it felt like him saying that. It's again, I received this in a dream. It means something, and it makes me think really hard because water is a concept that America is just engulfed in water personality of just feeding on money. Technically, Mr. Beast could be in trouble because he's a narcissist and he has to keep setting money on fire, basically, just to stay relevant. And who knows when you start losing relevancy? Is that bad or good? I don't know what threatens Mr. Beast's career. I've also seen a video uh, about Mr. Beast's psychology, depicting him as craving for attention so much. Again, I cannot blame the guy because he's so young and he mastered the art of making YouTube videos and keeping retention and all that stuff. So everyone's entertained, or as many people entertained as possible, but see, the problem is, yes, you get many views and you get all this relevancy and you become on top of the world. PewDiePie did it in a different way. Completely different way. He became relevant as like YouTube authority. Someone you can trust to show up every single day. But now we are trusted that we're going to use YouTube in a way that we're subscribing to a lot of people. And Mr. Beast is now like the level up where you have to care about money, earning money, and it makes you a little bit more lustful for to make a YouTube account, to subscribe and all that stuff, to care about this platform a lot more. So slowly we're leveling up, which is also very satisfying to see. A platform still growing technically. Now, and you know, Mr. Beast doesn't seem like a super villain. Like, of course, that you can monetize attention and all that stuff. I don't see it. But everyone is gonna try to paint Mr. Beast as evil somehow. For me, he's ridiculously relatable, and him endorsing educative content, which is what I do, eventually we're probably gonna cross paths. Eventually we're gonna cross paths in a way that Mr. Beast wants to watch my content, and he might actually start uploading sanity content, realizing what the message behind it is, you know. But he kind of is trying to do that, but he's not putting it all together in his own channel. You know, he's kind of bouncing around in YouTube and sitting in podcasts. And I'm sorry, Mr. Beast, podcasts is not sanity content. That shit is scary. That shit is like leeching off someone. I don't even know necessarily what sanity content is. It's just whatever you want to do. It's like vlogging. It's just relaxing, living your life. It's very important to record that. And it's like not having Mr. Beast recording how he lives his life, how he makes decisions. It's kind of heartbreaking to know that we're losing that. But he's still young. He can still like switch that around. It's completely fine. So, that's cool. Another very weird thing is like, I'm on the completely opposite spectrum. I live in the shadows. I probably uploaded the most YouTube videos with the least YouTube engagement overall. It's fascinating. Like some random kid, literally called random kid, got more views on one video and what? But that's the YouTube game, man. You have to focus on that one video, put a lot of effort into one video. I can't do that. I cannot force myself to put a lot of effort into one thing and force people to watch that thing. I'm like, what? I'll just upload a bunch of videos that are mediocre. Maybe it's gonna be just fine. Maybe people will understand. But of course, you know, like, you have to understand people's understanding level, relate to them. I can't even do that because I live in shadows. I don't have friends. I don't have people that I want to relate. But I have Mr. Beast. I can relate to him because we were stuck in the room for a long time, I guess, and being lonely. I'm not sure, because it feels like he still had friends that wanted to hang out with him in the end. So that's cool. We don't know if they're trying to leech off or protect him. It seems either or. But again, as I've seen Chris in the dream, he said something. So what is that thing? If you catch your own breath, I believe it said it means sudden death. There is sudden death concept. Well, like a heart attack or something. And that's also interesting. It's such an interesting phrase. I have no idea what it means. It just comes naturally. But, I make a lot of phrases like this. It's nothing spectacular, but to me it feels so deep and interesting and something I will have to analyze, essentially, and maybe probably not a full video. Maybe when I talk about Mr. Beast at some point, I will give you guys the explanation what it means. But the first, again, instinct, it's like America is a waterland, and there's a chance to lose your breath and it's sudden death, and maybe there's some crazy shit going on. Maybe it's the next level, or cancellation leveling up itself, or like Twitter being not even toxic but deadly at some point, or just predicting the future, and catching your own breath is basically maybe losing either sanity or confidence or everything, or just being completely alone. Or maybe that's the landscape of America, because everyone has to be anxious to not be alone, to bounce around. But the moment you are just catching your own breath, or whatever that means, I still don't know what that means. I got the visual, like catching your own breath is not like gasping for air. It's almost like an indication when you're gonna die for sure. Is almost like, imagine this, right? If you played Sonic, there's these bubbles that come out, but this time the bubble comes out of you, and you catch your own bubble and try to bring it back. Technically, it feels like losing your soul. That's how just soul leaves. Your breath is soul, and it just leaves. But you're just trying to catch onto that, and it's not working out, is it? So it's probably the best meaning out there. It's just your soul trying to leave because the environment is so toxic and disturbing. And I don't know what that means. This really scary stuff. All right, this means too many things, and it talks about death. What else the fuck do you want, man? This is some crazy shit. So, why is life so fucking difficult and complicated and painful to live in? I will never understand that part. Holy shit. Aren't we as society supposed to help each other and care about each other and watch each other's shitty videos just for the sake of understanding what the person is? What's that person about? But no. The moment I opened my mouth in a ranty way, everyone left the chat. Alright? Everyone left the chat, and it's the historic moment, basically. It's the actual Squid Game. You just say your opinion, everyone leaves. And that makes no sense. That this is a red flag somehow. How does this even make sense? But we're talking about red flags. Let's begin. Let's dig in, boys. We're done with Mr. Beast. Still, not a spectacular thing, but not, again, he shows up so many times, and some weird catchphrase is now born that makes sense, too. I mean, it has to, because it still is born in a natural environment, and I can immediately visualize. The moment I receive this phrase, I'm like, okay, let's visualize. How does it look like? This is so weird. And again, Mr. Beast feels like a normal, relatable person. Nothing spectacular, nothing I can get money from, especially when it just is a dream. But I will still get no views, and no bitches, so. Because I ain't got no money, subscribers, and nothing to flex. No good appearance. No real crazy skills that everyone wants to interact with. Guess I lost the game of life there, guys. Nah, bro. We're just getting started. I'm not trying to be a cool YouTuber, guys. That shit's figured out. I'm trying to just take over the whole thing. 100 million subscribers? Numbers are for losers, man. Being able to type in a number. Now that. How many subscribers do I want? That looks good. That looks good. That random number right there. Forcing people to watch my videos. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty educational too. But yeah, okay, so let's move on from that interaction. Alright. Anyways, let's see here. So, saying your own opinion, being opinionated, that's a red flag for people. That makes people unattracted to me or repulsed by me. Technically, again, a man is supposed to have infinity of red flags, except for one. One thing that makes him legit man. A man has to love a woman. Otherwise, you are just catching your own breath. You're just sucking someone's dick at this point. Nah, it's not gonna work, my friend. You gotta love a woman, you gotta love good vibes. And sucking a dick doesn't seem like a good vibe to me. It seems, it's just weird. Alright? It's just kinda weird. You look at drag queens, not a good vibe, man. It's still a repulsive creature, man. It's still a man inside there. And you feel it. You feel the struggle of looking ugly. I mean, you just gotta embrace it at some point. But, you can show your struggles. I guess that's prideful. That's cool. Whatever. I can't debunk this red flag. I can just say he's cool and he's kind of my friend now through dreams as well as just watching content. But see, that's the cool part. That's like the cool appendage that you need. You need a few dreams to be able to start relating with that person. Otherwise, he's just some random person on the internet. But for me now, Mr. Beast, a pretty close friend, because I don't interact with a lot of people, or like them, either or. So, essentially, now he has quite a bit of, I should probably even give him an extra heart here. That's how much I care, and one of those. He's gonna level up to 4K soon. Maybe I should make a video about this. Or something. I don't know. It's stupid. Alright, so, what is that thing about opinions, right? How do I debunk this? Because why am I so confident expressing opinions? First of all, I feel like at this point, I've done it so many times. It seems... It doesn't even feel... I'm pretty much very confident about this. It seems that I'm a leader. Alright? And the way people treat leaders is they try to show for how long they don't need the leader. So the leader has still full spectrum of reach and is not distracted by anything. So, I live a pretty comfortable life. The thing that makes me uncomfortable is obviously I need some kind of stimulation. I need to force interaction somehow. And when people just run away from me, it makes it very, very painful to squeeze interactions because like it's already feels like empty emptied out and people have said their things and I'm just recycling things. None of this makes sense to me in terms of what a leader should be learning. I'm still very young, but like I'm still older than Mr. Beast, who's the most successful person on YouTube, and he definitely helps me make this video at this point. Not that he inspired it, but that's what happened when I just woke up. For some reason, I thought about making this immediately, so I don't know what happened, guys. Uh, Perfect thumbnail, am I right? Yeah, dreaming about Mr. Beast does feel like those odds as well. It's getting less and less possible, basically. I would love to check out online to see if people talk about having dreams of their own, but it's too complicated to actually find stuff like this. Even trying to find this phrase, I wasn't able to do that just by Googling it. I get sudden death, something else, respiratory things. Like, who cares, man? It's some weird shit. We need AI to find things for us, but it's like it should have been pretty simple already to come up with this concept. But I get, it makes sense. AI is technically not a new thing. AI is just had to evolve over time and master different things, different concepts. So in this case, searching and putting things together and spitting out an answer, very difficult stuff to put together. But now it seems like AI is just doing everything at this point and is inspiring other people to pick up the AI learning stuff and do their own thing. It's very scary to me that the world is still changing in terms of technological advancements. And I'm not too impressed. I'm more scared because we still haven't fully adopted and mastered the things we already have. If there's a lot of changes, it might not actually work out in the end. I don't know. Maybe I'm already old and I'm gonna die soon. So, who knows? Maybe I'm catching already my own breath. It's fucking stupid, man. Red flag. I don't want this video to turn into insanity, because if you talk about red flags, eventually this could just start turning itself into like, oh, there's red flag of what's gonna happen next and next and next. That would be a scary thing. It's like living in a horror film, but you literally make a video about it when you feel it instead of doing anything. Well, my justification for not doing anything is, fuck you, it's winter time. What do I do? What the fuck? I'm not supposed to follow feelings every single time. But I believe that's what people do. Follow your feelings they might feel. Not think, not tell you that. Do absolutely nothing, just like, oh, just, I follow my feelings, you should follow your feelings. And then, we're gonna be nice to each other, I believe. You don't have to overthink or anything. That's completely fine. What? Yeah, I follow my feelings. You know what? You want to know why? You want to know what the green light is? Okay, now we're playing Squid Game at this point. Because I have to debunk my shit, right? That people say about me. So, how people feel about me. It's like, well, I'm not a normal person. I don't have to follow my feelings. It makes no sense to me. Because eventually feelings turn into lust, turns into uncontrollable greed. It's like you see Mr. Beast, you want Mr. Beast money or whatever. It's such a fucking nonsense. I just want to be happy, and it's follow happiness principle. So essentially you start picking up skills and educating yourself, making sure you appreciate resources that you get in life. You get better and better each time. Like, what else do you need, bro? Looking back again, I improved significantly just over a year. I improved ridiculously over 5 years. And I keep growing. And until I stop growing, I will keep feeling better and better. You know, the best feeling ever is to grow. The problem is, people still might think like I'm growing in power, and it's just a natural thing, especially when people don't want to give power. That's when someone grows in power 10 times faster. You don't want to give something, you're scared. Unfortunately, that shit start leaking everywhere out of you. It doesn't even matter anymore. You can't stop the process of nature, basically. Nature always says you can try and prevent something from happening, but the moment you run out of reasons and resources to do so, you will start leaking very, very fast. Because the moment there is a leak, the moment water just pours out, it's game over at this point. Now there's water. Now you can't stop it easily anymore. You cannot fix that problem. Leak is a leak, and it signifies game over. That you can't stop the intention or the amount of power you have hoarded for yourself. You think you're just gonna keep it? That's not how life works, man. Again, living in shadows, I know exactly how things work. And, or at least know 10 times more than a regular, maybe 100 times more than a regular person. And that makes me also influential anytime I open my mouth. Not only I have things to talk about, and I'm so entangled in things to talk about, but I have to now. I have to survive to keep my sanity alive. It's mind-blowing that now I have to do this. So there's a lot of things I need to do. The best feeling ever is to grow and do things you need to do to survive and be happy, basically. But I don't have space for that. I don't have space for happiness. And I might not even look like a happy person. Satisfied is a better word. Always putting up a smile is not happiness, as everyone should know. But let's keep going. What else do we have? Can we bounce from this to something else that people don't like about me? Obviously, I'm in a terrible physical shape, and people will. Let's do with the microphone thing. So, I am very poor, and I don't work anymore for money. All right, I feel like I have enough passive income out of a thing we're gonna discuss, but we don't have to focus right now what that thing is. I can see government is sponsoring every single move I make now, every single breath I take, sponsored by government, because I did a crime, which is fascinating, I'm not gonna lie. Crime actually pays money, sometimes. Very peculiar stuff. I don't want to brag too much, because, like, it just feels like ridiculous red flag that inspires other people to do weird things. I don't want that to happen. So at least I say that I don't want that thing to happen. I don't want to spread that influence, even though I have zero influence, technically. But I always tend to be very careful, very thoughtful, just in case someone listens to me. And you can feel the respect that I give to people in case they need it. Uh, go with that as you will. I don't care, bro. Now, it is a complicated thing about Mr. Beast. The most complicated thing is that, like, not only he's younger, but he puts me in a weird position of, like, wait, do we, like, still function in parallel if I become successful? Because I wouldn't become the biggest YouTuber anymore. I don't care about that part. I just have to do what I need to do. So it also makes me think of, like, does Mr. Beast struggle to do things that he needs to do? And that's what made him successful, because the idea is you always come from the shadows. That's when you get the most success, because you have acquired ridiculous amount of skills, feeling lonely and all that stuff, and again, catching your own breath, also kind of indication of loneliness. And maybe loneliness in America is an accelerated feeling that of just dreadful feeling, absolutely insane feeling. Technically, every society tends to function this way, but I don't know. I'm very curious, alright, on that one. But let's move on. So I'm very poor too. Not just lonely, but again, red flags on top of red flags. It just makes you so repulsive that you literally cannot hold anything in your life. You cannot have anything in your life. It makes no sense. In the end, people have to stick up for each other, especially if they are good people. But if we're not sticking with each other, there's technically no good in the world observable. It's like it's still blank space all of a sudden. Good is yet to be had. The only thing we have is a ridiculously long winter season where everyone is stuck in their homes or in their businesses, and they're doing their thing, they're providing to society, but it's not really working out. But I don't know who's to blame, who's making the most damage right now. I only see the solutions and problems. I don't see the culprits, basically, behind all these things. I see the systematic abuse, but that's it. I'm very poor, so, my parents are not sticking together. They went into a divorce state, and good for me, because I fucking hate my dad. He's always smoking. He would give me a terrible time just making videos, because he can't fucking even stand me making sound on my keyboard. Just clicking buttons on my keyboard. He can't stand that shit. When we were in a tiny room, he would just end up destroying my laptop in the end. But not because he was upset on that particular thing. He would hide it and show that he's upset and that I have to move out, basically, because it's such an unsustainable way of life. Fighting with my dad is just impossible, insanity. But essentially, it goes so bad that I had to punch him in the face. He decides to I'll just destroy your laptop because I feel like it. And this what following your feelings means. You turn into a demon whenever you feel like it. Whenever you just follow your feelings, you're evil, my friend. You're just kind of evil, unfortunately. Alright. So let me just reiterate another green light. Or maybe... Nah, that's fucking... I could say golden light. Seems pretty cool. Golden light, boys. feels very Lithuanian to me as well. So my dad just felt like destroying my laptop, and that was a good idea, you know? I don't have to say turning into a demon, shape-shifting, I already talked about that, but it just reiterates the point that I already talked about, and it's very satisfying to look back. This is what following your feelings do, and this is why shape-shifting is a thing, alright? Where you shift from one emotion to the other, where you just represent some nonsense creature on the internet. All of this is absolute nonsense. It's following your feelings bullshit. Feelings are terrible guidance in life. You need principles in life to guide you. This is why essentially you will need a leader. But a leader is gonna cost a lot of money, bro. You'll have to pay a lot to sustain me, basically, of things I want. Alright? And technically, it's not the amount of money that is gonna be stressful, is the way you will have to deliver that money to me, the way you have to change your life to deliver that money. You have to prove that you're a good person. It's just the most impossible things in the world. Alright? Be good, give something back, and show that you can keep on doing that and connect with me, basically, as a human being. The most impossible things, but sounds pretty basic to me. Alright, and if you can't do that, I'm sorry, bro. I will have opinions. Alright? Maybe this does deserve a yellow light as well. As a human, show human skills of ability to connect. I'm not able to connect, alright, because other people cannot connect, and there's just mass disconnection everywhere, alright? I'm passionate about my thing, and my thing doesn't make other people passionate. I don't know what the fuck that means, alright? You kind of just have to force yourself to care a little bit. Just force yourself to be friendly. If you forget how to be friendly, you forget how to be a human being and how to connect. I'm sorry, bro. These are very important things that people just figure out how to forget. But with ignorance comes great retaliation. I mean, you want me to get more power? Thank you very much. I have unlimited power now, and growing even more in power means that I will start building armies, and I will have my own country. I will be able to buy skyscrapers and basically maybe an entire city. I will be able to have even more things than I already have, which is ridiculous amount. I pretty much just own 4 hearts that own ridiculous amount of things and have a ridiculous amount of fans. So that's cool. You want me to have more? Have more? Because again, the moment I come out of shadows, we're gonna see how much I have. Alright, it could all turn into sand, into nothingness, or I could be correct, which is very scary. Normally it's a 50-50. 50% of things turn into sand and just disappear, because I can't control that, you know. But I can try to ensure that I really cared, and it shouldn't have turned into sand to begin with, and that 50% is basically turning into sand, is just gonna reinvest into that other 50% that I deserve, solidifying it for sure. So, you can feed me more power. Alright, anytime you make wrong moves, you just give away power for free. If you're lustful for power, this is probably a wrong thing to do. Maybe you reconsider that I have something to offer. And I can't wait for your investments, guys. Alright. again, I will have to go out into the real world to learn even more skills and more skills to be able to just squeeze myself out of the shadows, because escaping that shit is hard enough. Now I have to check out my red flags, what people think is bad to have, but not really. Not really. I'm just gonna explain that away, claim my confidence, live another day, because fuck me, living in shadows is a torture, is very difficult. We kind of can relate to each other, because a lot of people are struggling right now, but this is gonna get so much worse, because that's where it's all going. Just worse and worse and worse. It makes no sense to most people, but it makes some sense to me that when we're just surrounded by bad people, bad things are gonna happen. There's no way around it. We just have to figure out how for good people to connect to each other. If we're not struggling to do that, we're screwed. Alright, we're just screwed. We're gonna be screwed for a certain amount of time, then we're gonna be desperate to connect. I'm just gonna sit here and wait. Honestly, I've done my part. In the shadows, all I have to do is survive. Alright? Hey guys, in the shadows, I just have to survive. That makes me cool. So I can be poor. It's not my, it's nobody's choice. But I would rather be poor than sell my soul. Sell my soul, basically, you know. It's just very simple stuff. I don't want to waste my time doing things I don't like. I have a lot of passions. I want to fix a lot of things in the world. That's what gives you passion, rightful passions. If you just have stupid passion to just be scared and play your video games for escape, I don't think that's a passion. That is a suicide, basically. That is escape from society, it's a suicide. Don't do that one. Again, when you live in shadows, literally your entire life is filled with red flags. No one wants to talk to you, no one wants to interact with you. Everyone's kind of semi-scared and unsure what the fuck is going on. It's too dark. It's too dangerous, basically, for most people. I understand, but you must respect me, unfortunately. Or I will have to force that respect out of you. When I have to force respect out of people, your life is probably just over, straight up. Because that is the scariest thing for me personally to do, to be forced to take other people's respect. That is the scariest shit. This is why I have created a battle plan of, like, asking people for a penny. But it's the scariest thing to approach a person, to ask for anything whatsoever for a penny, dude. Will they give it to me if I just approach them and ask for it? Technically, I could just lay back in the streets and, like, be this homeless person wannabe. That's not very helpful, is it? You should be able to approach any single person, kind of see what they're struggling with. But only thing I want is a penny. I don't want to solve your problems, because you don't fucking want to solve your own problems. Alright, but maybe you'll get to know me, and you have to respect my ability to approach people. That is the idea, guys. Alright? I already have a yellow light, a battle plan against this red flag. Alright? This is fucking serious insanity, bro. It's serious insanity. Also, I'm flipping a bird. I'm flipping a Lithuanian flag right now, upside down. So you know it's pretty bad when you see that upside down. And I'm talking about flags this whole time. Yeah, you know it's bad. My battle plan is to approach people and ask for a penny. But, however, because I live in shadows, enough is never enough. As long as I can grow, we can go one level further. So every single red flag can go one One more level, guys. One more level. We can go purple now. Alright, because that's the natural color, right? What if we can just go back in time and add the blue? The blue. What if we can just go back in time and add the blue? And not just take a piss on Lithuanian flag, but completely re-engineer it. Can I do this one? What would that mean? The blue. The blue probably feels like blame. Who's to blame? If I can find people to blame of why people don't like opinions, if I can find someone to blame for red flags, of why we feel bad about this normal thing, now we're just next level entirely. I don't want to do this right now, because yellow already feels like insanity to me. The fact that I have battle plans of things I want as a leader, the things my dad did to me, that feels very abusive. The fact that I have to, ask people for opinion is the scariest thing, and is the most unnatural feeling for me that I have to do. I'll be forced to do it eventually. I will spin myself in a circle until this little introvert has to come out somehow. I'm not supposed to do that. It's my personality to be an introvert. What else do you want? Just connect to my passion. Is that easy to solve this problem? Oh, your passion is stupid. Wow. Alright. I guess making YouTube videos as a passion. For some reason, people think that's not attractive either. Well, technically, all I do is rant. It's like, whatever counts as a YouTube video. Now, Mr. Beast defined what a YouTube video is whatever people watch. As entertainment? That's the problem. But it's not Mr. Beast's problem, which was the whole idea behind the psychology video. There's a new channel, basically, with 1K subscribers that's gonna grow very fast, and I'm gonna be jealous again. Because, again, normally people understand YouTube videos as like a very high production, very concentrated content. You watch it for 10 minutes and you get the ideas, you start floating around, and am I right? But there has to be sanity behind that content. Everyone must come together, share their thoughts, and figure out what that video really, really means. Because everyone can have their own feelings, their own perspectives. They're wrong. Alright? As a leader, I know you're wrong. Alright? I'm trying to create this space where people talk to each other. And most importantly, again, we have to connect with each other's passions. No matter what those passions are, it doesn't fucking matter. Being a predator on little children, still gotta connect, man. You might be in jail for a long time. We still have to connect. Alright? We still have to catch the predator. Which doesn't justify catching predators. I wouldn't recommend, because they're probably just broken people. You might just want to talk to them first and figure out if they're completely broken or not completely broken. And if they are completely broken, well, then jail. Yeah, because like what else do? We just have to give up on that person. But if they're not completely broken, then we have a really big problem. When I've seen the Sunny V recent video about predators, I'm very scared. I still remember the change of the name that someone had in the end of the video. I have to pull it up, guys. It is fucking scary, bro. Sunny Dare Reporter. Dare Reporter. Sunny the Reporter. Can Can you imagine referencing by trying to change your name into this, and then getting reported by Sunny when you literally named yourself Sunny the Reporter? Can you imagine that? The coincidence is insane, bro. And I never underestimate coincidences anymore, because I just don't understand the world. Alright, I don't read this shit, right? So when something speaks to me, I have to think about it very carefully. Of how the fuck does that even make any sense? And at least it makes up for a good story in the end, even if it's all shit. Alright? But that's the crazy stuff, man. So, back in the day, I had friends, and I was able to connect by, well, being their leader. Every single step of the way, I was just that. Essentially, I just left the friends group, and everyone was asking, like, why you don't go outside? I don't give a fuck, bro. Connect to my passion. There were a few friends coming into my room and spending time with me, but they all they wanted is, like, to just play with my computer, basically. They were just glad to play with games on my computer. Technically, we were kind of trying to connect, but never really had any vibe going on. They were just lustful to spend time with my computer. There was just like this young kid, man. And I was like kind of desperate to connect. At some point, another friend just straight up almost breaks into my home, steals money, and pretends everything is normal, and I wasn't really able to catch him off guard. Kind of breaks into my home because my grandma opened the door for him. She's a very vulnerable person, and she shouldn't have been doing that, but my friend should definitely not have been doing that. He even called me on the phone, searching me, basically, making it like kind of a fair thing if I make a mistake on that, but it's just like, it's such a nonsense thing to do. And, I mean, these are toxic people. Eventually they show up, started to smoke and do drugs, and they're just completely unbearable human beings to be around. But that's what I had to deal with. I had to see my friends just kind of fall apart and not value friendships whatsoever. They trash me. They backstab me immediately. Immediately, they go out and start socializing with the other kids, and the first thing they do, they fucking backstab me in front of my face, which is fascinating to me. They try to cancel me, basically. Never worked, but, well, you don't like me now. Like, we're not gonna be able to connect. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Does that make any sense? So, that's cool. My friends and classmates could have stayed around and check up on me. Am I doing boring things? Am I being bored, stuck in a room, doing absolutely nothing, staring at the fucking wall? Why am I not desperate? Do you have questions? That's cool. You have questions, but do you care to answer those fucking questions? It's not that difficult. Just find my profile on social media, ask me that fucking question if you have problems. But no, they want to intimidate you. When you go outside, why are you not going outside and touching grass? It's an intimidation tactic. I don't deal with that shit. You're gonna get a brick into your face. Alright? Not that kind of brick that you thought you would get. The bricks that I get all the time in YouTube comments and all that stuff. This is where it starts. Your world gets bricked. I receive bricks, but I don't give a fuck. It's not for me. Alright, I can just give it to the next person. Double it and give it to the next person. I make bricks every day. Every time I open my mouth, there's a brick comes out. So for me, it's like natural. And that's technically how people want to connect, but that's wrong. Alright? I don't read bricks. I don't have time for you, my friend. My time, ridiculously valuable. You try to connect with me, try to be respectful first. Usually bricks is the concept. The difference between a brick and a cake is that it's negative. Brick is a negative thing that I cannot eat, I cannot use, is completely pointless. Alright? It's just a random object thrown at me. I don't need. Alright? Yes, technically, it's nice to respect someone after they do that and dissect it, but the most respectful thing to do is to just try and stop that process from occurring. Try to discourage that process. And you just say, I don't read this. I don't read bricks. It's something that happened to me as well. So, red. Another red flag. I talk way too much, right? My videos are way too long. You think I'm rambling. So here's the concept of a brick, alright? A brick is big, but also negative in nature. Me trying to educate people, absolute positivity. You can't ask anything more from a person, alright? You might have PTSD from schools, interacting with teachers. You don't want that shit in your life anymore. But aren't you glad you kind of spent 12 years not really worrying about much at all, just doing your homework, doing your little shit? You were in a safe space. You barely had to deal with bullying. You were surrounded by people. Yes, it might feel lonely, but being surrounded by people is very important experience. And schools kind of force that experience, and you have to use it as a resource as well. There's no reason to disrespect schools. You can say it's bullshit. I will totally agree. Schools can be improved. Significantly improved. Because they have to. And the moment things improve. See, the thing is, I talk too much. I'll tell you the yellow light. Because there's a yellow light. That's exactly how I buy things. You don't need money to buy things, I'll tell you that much. The AI is gonna recognize it at first. It's like, who's talking about this thing in that particular way? They're gonna find my content eventually. With AI, the help of AI. Alright, AI is gonna scour the internet. They're gonna find who's uploading the most content about what and what they're saying. They're gonna summarize my content. They're gonna squeeze value out of it. It's like juice. I am buying things, my friends. I'm investing tons and tons of effort into this. It's not gonna go to waste whether people like it or not. They're gonna bump into me anyways. It's like a black hole of content. They're gonna be sucked in at some point, whether they like it or not. There's plenty of gravity to go around because people need to be educated at some point. So, also, it's not talking, it's education. A brick is also negative. My content is not negative. Straight up. And what is not negative? That's what a brick is. You avoid bricks. You avoid haters who have a lot of things to say, apparently. Makes no sense to me. It just makes no sense that you have a lot of things to say about me, specifically. You have to first introduce yourself, connect with me, then you can start saying things about me after you figure out who I am to begin with, and you have proven that you put in a lot of work to understand who I am. Otherwise, you can't disrespect me for sure. Disrespect is next level of respect, alright? Respectful disrespect. Alright? The roasting effect. You can't do that unless you actually know who I am very well, and you prove that. Then you can start disrespecting me. It's not supposed to be your first move. It's wrong. You're just shooting yourself in the foot. It's wrong. This is why you ignore most of the haters, but this turning into a meme, it creates another red flag effect where it's like, whenever it feels negative, then it's a hater, then I can ignore that person. Wow, so much freedom you have there. There's not that much freedom, my friends. Alright? Think about it, because you might missing a little bit of knowledge, and I'm squeezing it back into your brain. Alright? I talk way too much, alright? So, I'm constant doing weird things. Or my passion is weird. Is weird. So how did I say? You have to connect, you have to respect passions, and there's plenty of people who just disconnected completely. Complete disconnection and leaving me completely alone. There's a problem with that. And people get the vibe. You know, again, I bumped into a girl. She says, like, oh, if you become a serial killer, I wouldn't be surprised. And technically, that's kind of like encouragement to, like, do exactly that. Take my revenge and just move on with my life into the dream world. The dream world seems pretty fucking juicy to me at the same time. And I'm not sure if tormented souls, they're gonna lose their lives because I'm a serial killer now, is gonna be so haunting to me in the afterlife. I don't care, bro. The scariest thing is I can get sucked into a jail and get tortured. That's a next level insanity that I don't want to struggle with, but it's another thing, because I'll definitely go on a hunger strike if I get caught after becoming a serial killer, which I don't tend to do, but you must always understand that the line is so blurred between, again, a good person turning into a bad person, because at some point you just give up. That's the line. You crossed your line, I can't deal with it anymore, I have to give up. And you might give up in a spectacular way. If you live in the shadows, you probably have to give up in a spectacular way. But it's so just twisting and wrenching, and it's insane. It breaks you inside and turns you into a monster. You have died, basically. In the shadows, you have successfully fucking died. The best thing to do in the shadows is just, well, gasp for air, but never catch your own breath, apparently. Fascinating. Still a useful quote, guys. So, constantly doing weird things. Awkward. And yes, I don't spell awkward properly, because fuck that. That word's also pretty awkward. Why does it have two W's? It doesn't need that. Awkward. Yeah, definitely weird things. Definitely. So, I constantly have to do new things to entertain myself. And people think that it's weird because they can't keep up with me anymore. It's not entertaining to them specifically. It doesn't feel good to them specifically. And it's like, fine. You don't need it. You think you don't need it right now. But you have to think about the future. You have to bump into me and analyze whether you will need my stuff in the future. Just be aware that I exist. That's all I ask. That's cool with me. But how do we squeeze a yellow light in there? Next level, boys. So, not only have to spend time with myself completely alone, forever and ever, but eventually, you know, that's what happens. If you're alone for too long, fantasy becomes your reality. And fantasy is definitely weird and awkward. And it's not normal for most people. It's like, what do? You're doing nothing. You're not even trying anymore. It's such a red flag. And exactly. But have you tried solving problems in your life? Trying to be curious, trying to fix things? If not, then how do you pretend that your life is fixed and completed now? Oh, I made a family, I have a lot of money. All you have is resources, my friend. Ability to make children. Just another resource. So, doesn't mean you have a successful life in the end. In fact, you might have a very fragile life. We don't know. And, yeah, I'm still very scared, man, of the shadow thing. But you can already tell I'm way past that point of becoming a serial killer. I don't have the capacity to give up that much because I have achieved that much. So just gonna keep moving forward, or at least try to move forward. But there's a chance that instead of giving up on my life, humanity is gonna give up the moment I show my face. There's a chance I can eat entire world. Just put it in my mouth, everything disappears, I win everything. Alright? I'm gonna be God, basically. I'm gonna be creating the universe for you guys. And it's like, that... what? We're going back to that? To emptiness, nothingness, pain? God has failed, it has created me, and I have eaten the entire world? The end. Apocalypse is fine. One person creating the apocalypse? Game over. Game over, dude. I'm sorry, guys. So, there's a chance for level 5. Normally, there's just 4 levels. There's a level 5 beyond this point. Alright, there's a purple little thing that's gonna try and stop me. And then there is, I don't know. We can use, orange color. Absolute insanity, bro. I don't know. When my red flags turn into nuclear weapons. This is when you probably want to draw the line and start solving the problem. I'm sorry, guys. I live in my insanity. I drink the juice of gods themselves. And you ain't getting none of that shit, alright? I turn water into wine like Jesus, and it's not that difficult, alright? Where it's just like, you drink water and it's like, oh, it's pretty cool stuff, right? Or it's just very cheap to do, to turn water into cocoa milk. And it's cheap and very tasty. And it kind of feels like turning that into that. Alright? Turning water into something you really, really want to drink, that's what it means. Alright? And everyone can do that. But what do they drink? Do they just drink alcohol? Do they just drink easy stuff, easy access stuff? Do they actually buy wine? None of this makes sense. Alright? It's the weirdest thing where you just like turn water into wine actually is legit way of life, and everything else is weird and awkward. Alright? So, we have someone to blame, guys. For the first time in forever. We're going level 3. Jesus is also pretty weird. Turning water into wine. Pretty weird stuff, my friends. Jesus did it first, man. So I have a sponsor now. Thank you, Jesus. Thanks for taking all the blame. You're such a weirdo. Such a loser. You know, now we kind of get the idea of what the blame really is. It's more like credit and sentimental value of like, well, I understand Jesus. Jesus just called me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I want to be the son of God too. Oh, that's a pretty cool dream to have. Yeah, eating the world as a revenge. The Antichrist, yeah. People fed me that idea. I really want to know how it feels like to be an Antichrist. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We should try that one, Jesus. You know, it's easy, bro. Easy. Antichrist? Tomorrow, alright? Plans for tomorrow. I have no plans for tomorrow. Let's be Antichrist. Fuck it, bro. They asked for it. What do I do, man? I gotta be. Do we gotta go? So Jesus said, people want me to be Antichrist. Sounds pretty cool. Not gonna lie, sounds pretty cool. I could do that one. Sounds pretty. It's still very scary, but I need to escape shadows. I have to say crazy things so people understand that this is way too crazy. We have to make a video on this or something. We have to put some spotlight in there, or somewhere near, somewhere close, so like whenever the Antichrist shows up, we can just like eliminate that thing or just capture it and stop him, because that would be bad. Right? Right? That's what level 4 sounds like and feels like. Thank you guys. Red flag? Yeah. That's where I keep my nukes. Under red flags, apparently. It's that easy. Again, emotional stuff cannot be underestimated. You can maybe see nukes and think about nukes, talk about wars and stuff. All of this is fog of war as well. What is fog of war? Whatever you don't see and you don't feel with emotions, it does not exist at all. Alright? At all. There's no earthquakes in Lithuania, there's no hurricanes in Lithuania, there's no tsunamis in Lithuania. There's just a bunch of zombies. You know, some dead inside human beings. I'm okay with that. Doesn't seem like the end of the world. And there's inflation as well. One of the worst inflations in Europe is in my country. So those two things can combine forces and turn into a disaster for sure. But I guess I have too many red flags. What can I do about it? Am I right? I could say I'm like ugly or unattractive, but again, I'm just kind of like poor and I don't have good ability to take pictures of myself. I don't have other people that could take pictures of me. All of that shit is just obsolete. It is what it is. So where do we go next? Well, I still have to address my my appearance. All right, appearance. So I have lost many teeth, crumbled, just straight up smashing into each other and just crumbling apart. Mostly the teeth next to wisdom teeth. Straight next. 3 of them. 3 out of 4 crumbled. Just I haven't heard of that before. The teeth next to your wisdom teeth can just crumble that easily, slowly just decay and just destroy themselves. And well, the other ones are kind of also doing the same thing now. They're just one by one, just like dominoes. but starting from the wisdom teeth. The wisdom teeth are known as assholes in the tooth world. Kind of smashing things together, basically. And if your teeth is potentially too weak, well, everything's just gonna crumble apart. Why am I too weak? Well, also, I lost my teeth. Appearance 1. Appearance 1. Or is that it? Well, let's do 2. 2 at once. And I have back problems. So the obvious idea why this happened is probably malnourished life and don't like wasting time cleaning or exercising. I don't know why my teeth are so weak that they just crumble apart that easily. The biggest ones. That sounds like malnourishment to me. Not eating enough food or just not circulating energy, not getting enough sunlight. Stuff like that makes sense to me. And that it would create a problem like this. And then I have a back problem. But it's very simple. I don't exercise, right? But let's go to the yellow light, where things gonna get even crazier. So, why do I have a malnourished life, and why do I not exercise? Another layer of why answered for you guys. So, again, pretty poor. Technically, I know how to get food, but, like, I'm not really into eating a lot of food, alright? Back in UK days, I actually, like, developed... There's a difference when you have cheeks and when you don't have cheeks. Alright, right now I'm back in the cheek mode. But at the same time, when you become an adult and you no longer grow, you need to have proper cheeks, man, and not look malnourished to begin with. So, I can't show you the differences. I could have taken pictures of that, and maybe I regret it, but maybe I can just not show my face anymore. Because I don't care anymore. Alright? Just focus on my voice, which is also still modified a little bit because my microphone sucks. You know. So even my passion for making YouTube videos, still very unattractive, still very unappealing, but AI can understand it and turn it into a book. I wonder how many pages in that book there is already. You know, that's quite a question for me. So I don't really understand or can justify. Right now, the way that I clean my teeth is with the liquid thing, the mouthwash, and it feels really good. The way I clean myself in general is just washing myself with water, a little bit of soap for my hands to make sure my hands are always clean, because if you don't have clean hands and you keep touching your face, it's definitely going to create a lot of problems. I still have plenty of acne and shitty shit on my body. I could spend more time cleaning it, but I honestly don't care. Alright? I don't care about my appearance. And I thought cleaning teeth is waste of time. So that's cool. Another level of appearance. Right. So, appearance again. I have poor eyesight, and what else do I do? I don't shave anything anymore. Is that it? And I technically not only just have back problems, I technically have just no muscles whatsoever. I wouldn't be able to defend myself unless I have something up my sleeve, which is probably what I'll have to have at some point, especially if I come out of S Antichrist one day for Halloween, you know, just to scare people. Shave anything, so yes, there's hair everywhere, and I don't even go to get my hair cut. I'm done with that shit. It's a waste of time. I can look terrible right now. I only use scissors basically. It's messed up. Anyway, I thought cleaning teeth was a waste of time. Now, again, the question is malnourishment. It's probably the combination of the two, obviously. Mouthwash is definitely now my go-to solution to everything. Because for me, it feels like you just gotta clean your teeth to make yourself feel good, and you just move on with your life. If you're just wasting your time every single time you wake up, you have to brush your teeth. Yes, maybe if you're a celebrity, you have to do that. But technically, no one's gonna look into your teeth that much unless you, again, have to smile to the camera all the time. It's not really that relevant, unfortunately. Making sure that you're attractive in terms of your personality is way higher priority for most people. So do that one. Please, figure out how to fix yourself as a human being, then you can think about your teeth. Alright? That shit doesn't matter that much. So unfortunately, that shit fell apart. For me, again, it's a combination of these two things. Not knowing what food to eat, how much food to eat, how to force myself to eat as much food as possible. It's a problem. I think this is a lot bigger problem than just taking care of my hygiene or taking care of exercising. Because if I don't have a proper diet, everything falls apart. Every single thing that I try to maintain in my body just falls apart. Completely pointless. My mom's pretty fat, by the way. She's not teaching me any of this shit, but she does make food. Kind of. I get to buy the food from the grocery store because everything is so ridiculously expensive. Now we have to tighten our belts to incredible degree, to the max. Now to the max, and I don't know how you can go beyond that point without people just straight up attacking businesses and destroying everything as a consequence. Again, Lithuanians not really known for uprisings or whatever, revolution, but it feels like we're being pushed to that corner, and it's not looking good. Because, you know, we used to be in Soviet Union, stuff like, we used to be captured country many times in a way. And it's not really cool. But who cares? I don't care about history that much. I care about how the fuck do I survive in the fucking shadows, and not care about anybody. Cause you guys can perish in flames. I tried my best. All right, I have to focus on me sometimes. Anyways, so again, every time I make a video, I'm hopeful that it's gonna be helpful to other people, but most importantly, it's helpful to me. All right, it's my passion. It's a natural passion because it literally helps me survive. Fantastic, right? Fantastic. Can we blame someone though? For me making YouTube videos? Can we blame? YouTube Rewind is technically a pretty big blame. Then I literally cannot trace back when I started really pumping out YouTube videos. It has been a long time ago when I just tried very similar concepts in many different ways. So I was getting warmed up. I'm not sure when it all started and who triggered me to do it. It was a long time ago. So unfortunately I have no one to blame. We only blamed Jesus, and I don't know that guy. I don't have it in my friends list. So I don't know if it works. But people really want it so badly that it kind of works. Now it kind of works. So what about the eyesight and not shaving? Am I just lazy? First of all, again, it's another waste of time. But I spend ridiculous amount of time staring at the screen, and I don't feel comfortable. Now I have to explain what this means even further. So, internet is now my life, safe space, all that stuff. In I can't spend money and time and socialize easily anymore. It's just impossible for me. Unfortunately, every single interaction with human beings becomes very disappointing in a way. People are not too disappointed when they get to know me. They think I'm a pretty cool person, but they're not like desperate to get to know me more. So it feels they just treat me as a normal person the moment they feel like, oh, it's not that bad. I've just walked through all these red flags. Who did what again? Who did what? No, it's just because of my confidence. I can hide red flags the moment you approach me. That's how it works. The moment you approach me. So again, that is probably the biggest takeaway ever. So we have to just mark it somehow with an emoji or something. So you approached me and all these red flags would start disappearing. It's that simple. You just have to test. You just have to see what happens. But if you allow red flags to put a circle around you, I own you. You're too scared. I literally can push you away, repel you into a direction that I want. You will literally start backing away from things I like to have, and you don't get to have it. It's almost like another predator situation. You're so scared of meeting a lion, you're just gonna back away and let me eat all this food for free. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus, as well. Very useful stuff. So, poor eyesight, I still don't care. Also, I relate to Ari that way. So it's Ari to blame. I don't know who's to blame, because the moment I lost eyesight, it was kind of weird. I was like playing a puzzle game, and it just kind of like, the eyesight just fell apart in front of my eyes. I just realized, oh, I have a blurry vision. What the hell is happening? Like very quickly just fell apart. Or just like the realization just hit me in the face that I can't see properly. It was a long time ago. I tried glasses. Now I don't need anything, because that's very uncomfortable stuff. Putting stuff in your eyes, none of this makes sense. You just have to accept it as natural decay of your abilities, a slight cripplification of your body. You just have to accept it. It's not gonna get much worse. People get scared of like, oh, you lost a little bit of eyesight, it's gonna keep on crumbling down. And I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that my body's so fucking hostile to me that it's just gonna stab itself in the face. You know, if my eyesight keeps just tumbling down the staircase, which it doesn't, at some point it just snapped into a different level where it feels more comfortable. I don't care, bro. It's not comfortable for me to not have perfect eyesight all the time, but who's counting, man? As long as my eyes work, and technically maybe I don't want to see evil too far. Too far. If someone approaches me, then we can talk about me seeing you. Alright, so now I don't want to, maybe I don't even want to see faces of people. Who knows? You can't say that, oh, your body crippled itself and it makes no fucking sense. You have to try and make sense of everything, and it's quite fascinating that it's still possible to claim sense over eyesight. Again, I don't see human faces anymore if they're far away from me. I can see them on the screen just fine. I can see screens really fine. I'm very comfortable on the screen, and it feels like, my eyesight just adapted to that. Also, as I've read the book, once you fix your back problems, your eyesight might go back to normal. I cannot possibly conjure back my teeth, but most other things I can probably fix quite simply. So I just have to keep trying, keep getting better at living a semi-normal life in the shadows. It's the most difficult thing ever, and people don't fucking recognize that. This is why I started respecting everyone, every single person that I meet. Just squeezing out interactions is very difficult because people hate themselves. They're their own worst enemy most of the time, and I'm done with that. All right, I have passed that level. I'm no longer my own worst enemy. I'm done with that. I cannot socialize yet. All right, that one is difficult to me. But people might think I'm not social enough. So let's try and break that down. It's another breaking point. We can easily solve this. So clearly I don't like people and don't see reason to meet them in real life. The moment you meet someone in real life, there's leverage attached. That person now instinctually thinks that your shelter, your safe house, is kind of nearby, and they can start terrorizing you if they don't like you. It's a very dangerous situation. It's best to keep conversations online and figure out whether you like people or not. And so far, I do like people online, but they don't talk to me. So, people who talk, I don't like them. Alright? Most of them I don't like. I still have I see plenty of flaws, basically. Alright? There's 2 people that showed up on my birthday. The girl shows up and she's such a broken mess. Unbelievable to try and talk to. I don't understand her anymore. We had great conversations in the past. She's just a broken mess now. I'm sorry. What the fuck happened? Is everything alright? Maybe it's a transition process. I don't understand. I'll be around That's the best thing I can do for a person. And then this guy shows up and talks about how Twitter is a cool place. Yeah, tell that to my toilet. My toilet definitely needs to hear more about shit. So, I don't know, bro. I do not like socializing because I no longer feel like there's anything to be had from interactions anymore. So, make me touch grass, guys. But that's all I will do. That is all. Going outside is not motivated by anything other than a fucking meme that someone is gonna spit in my face. That means I can spit something back into their face and see what happens. You react first. You show me examples first of how you're reacting to memes. All right, how you're such a big boy. Then I'm gonna try and follow your principles and see how they work. Unless I have tested them already hundreds of times because I'm a principled man. So, no thanks. As you can see, we're going very deep. This a deep topic. I didn't even thought this video was going to be so long and so insane, bro. And everyone has to do this one too. It's the Lithuanian way, dude. Doing those 3 lights. Let's go, baby. You want to see Lithuanian flag? Literally light right here as a last thumbnail I've done. So apparently that works too. I'm scared of orange now though. Orange is scary. Alright, so what else do we have that people are scared of and uncomfortable with? I've been labeled as a troll or seeking attention person. Alright, these are my labels basically. Troll is like... But you must understand the definitions first. Not a troll, because trolls are squeezing entertainment. I don't get any attention. So, just because I seek some attention, does that mean I seek a little bit of a spotlight? You have to have a spotlight where everyone gives attention to that one person. You need a spotlight. You need a stage. I can just show up, say my fucking pickup lines, comedy lines, cry about something, do my storytelling, basically, the whole spiel, on stage. Why is it so fucking hard? To give attention when someone wants to go on stage, you will give natural attention. It's just that simple. It's not like you have to even come up to stage yourself and suck my dick. But probably it's gonna be a part of the act at this point. You know? Cause... What else are you gonna do, bro? You're gonna run fast? You're gonna have to run fast and not suck my dick at this point. But let's go one level further, because we have been doing this consistently. So why am I not a troll? What is the opposite thing that I do? And why do I not get any attention at all? Well, obviously, it's all the red flags. It's pretty simple, and I already explained the stage metaphor. Everyone needs access to stage spotlight. Alright, everyone needs that. And I don't even need to have a particular spectacular talent to get on stage. It's just that has to be accessible for me. Alright? And very easy access too. Now we have internet. Where's the stage, right? People mistreat Discord. They don't know how to set up a stage. They think that controversial or active person or person who talks too much is someone we need to shut down because he's taking too much attention. It is just insecurities all the way around. I can build the nuke out of that too. All the insecurities that you guys have, when they blow up, when they blow over, when they disappear, because of me, you go one step backwards, live your life, try and fix all the things that I've talked about. You have to fix. The viewer in the viewer's world has to fix. If you live in shadows, maybe there's a different kind of debate here. But if you live in shadows, you have to contact me, and we have to unite our forces. Because I don't want to walk alone forever, I have to, respect that part. But most people, even if they watch this video whole, must understand you must get rid of these insecurities. These are not red flags. I fixed that shit. Alright? It's not my red flags anymore. It's everyone else's. Everyone else has to fix a lot of stuff. There's layers and layers now. And it's all made out of ignorance and stupidity. Just straight up allowing yourself to be stupid in the world of technology, man. That's fine. Just take care of other people. Alright, do at least one smart thing that actually works. Alright, just earning money for yourself. Just trying to look good for yourself. Those things, you can establish those things and master those things, that's fine. But what's the point? How are you going to connect to society? How are you going to be helpful? Oh, but I'm giving something in return. Look how cool I look. And when I earn money, I actually produce something at the same time. Yeah, but you yourself as a person, you have not moved an inch in being a human being in a way and doing proper things. And again, if you just riddled with my red flags that I found, and you riddled with that shit, and you never really solved it, the blame is on you, man. I am just very, very confident with this shit, so layers and layers you have to break through to be able to make me insecure and feel ashamed, basically. There's probably so many red flags I might have to make a second part for this video, but we were basically breaking down the main ones. So, what is the troll thing? I make fun of stupid people. But I want friends. I'm not here to just burn bridges just because I can. I do want friends. I don't want to be a troll forever. I'm just a big guy. In terms of how smart I am, how big I am in the room of ideas. I'm a big guy in that room. Does that make me a troll? I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know, bro. Just because you feel uncomfortable, it doesn't mean I have a goddamn red flag up my ass. Alright? It's your problem. You approach me, you respect me, all those red flags disappear, but the problem with respect is that, oh, oops, you might feel ashamed that you're wasting my time now, and now it sucks. When you were a hater, you didn't waste my time because you got punched in the face really hard and started bleeding, but the moment you're like, oh, please don't punch me, oh, why should I not punch you anymore? Should I waste my time not punching you? That's fucking stupid, bro. I'm not gonna do that. Alright, you're my punching bag. I feel entertained. Very good. It's education for everyone else to see who got punched, how hard they got punched. Cool stuff all the way around. Internet is a wonderful place for those kind of people who want to get educated how to punch people through wires. Alright? It's all electric connection anyways. People got electrocuted to death anyways. So you can't underestimate the power of the internet either. The power of visual and audio cues, of influence in general. You can't underestimate that shit. Alright? Most people don't even get into fights and they're scared to death. Most people just receive one comment from me. They have to block me, delete me, remove me. One comment. So come on, bro. Get a life. That's what life is all about. It's not getting triggered and exploding and disappearing just like that. Alright? You have to be a little bit more curious, not to dig a hole for yourself, but just to be like, is this where I'm going? Is all I'm gonna see is this getting triggered and exploding, and I have to leave, basically. And if, again, it's your problem. If you leave too early, your problem, not mine. You did not fully invested whatever you were supposed to invest. Alright? You didn't even had a reason to be around to begin with. So, of course, I'll take that stuff. No problem. What is going to be the last red flag? Technically... Oh wow, you still live stuck with your mom. Where's your dad? So first of all, my dad is a meme now, so he's famous on the internet. Lithuania knows him, and his face, congratulations, he made it. Alright, he ascended into being a likable person, which is very difficult for him to do. Alright? My dad is a meme. Highest level a dad can achieve. Alright? Becoming a meme, just like, Super Tate is gonna be a meme soon. Super Tate is gonna be a dad. Andrew Tate. Just come out of prison soon. Daddy Tate. I'm gonna turn you into a meme. Walking, talking meme, bro. No longer a cigar in your mouth. 20 inches long. As if I'm supposed to suck on that shit. And my mom needs care. Alright? And you really think I'm just gonna go out in the real world, abandon my parents, not care about them at all, and just do my thing. Alright? I tried that, been there, done that, rent is too damn fucking expensive, came back, my life has never been better, so we're just gonna, I respected my dad bringing me to UK, and goddamn, I'm not paying that rent. I'm not paying that one. That one just sucks your soul. You have to constantly be working. It's understandable. Work is fine. It's a way of life. But it is not a way of life forever. Alright? So I spent 4 years, straight up, exactly 4 years in UK, and realized I have to go. And again, the miracle happened that my mom tried to contact me and make me feel welcome back, and maybe she felt like I was struggling. My dad visited her, and it all just kind of worked out in the end. It's such a beautiful relationship in my family, even though these are broken people, and they kind of semi-broke me in a way, because, I still have to live in shadows with all these red flags. But I think that's a pretty good ending. It's kind of very emotional, but yeah. Again, when you just ask these questions, like, my parents are at fault, and I'm okay giving them sentimental values too. Yeah. Doing the best they can. I'll try not to cry, but like, yeah, I'm on the edge, staring into abyss, and it's very hurtful. You know, like eventually you realize you will lose them anyways, and leaving your parents' basement is a natural thing unless you don't want to lose them. You know, too quickly. You're not gonna make your own family because it's impossible. There's not enough resources for that. The landscape is not the same anymore. So you must understand society keeps on changing. Whatever you felt like was red flag in the past isn't a red flag anymore. And you might be charged for making me uncomfortable, for putting more pressure on a person that's not supposed to deal with that shit to begin with. But keep on hating, haters. I'll definitely be able to buy more things based on how much hate I receive. Because your shit gets reported, you're gonna get snitched on, your friend's not gonna like you as much anymore, I'll make sure of that. No one's gonna have a good life if they just want to hate on me as a consequence. Also, everyone left, I'm the only one online right now. Congratulations, I survived. Look at me, I'm a survivor, guys. Am I really the only one? There's a fox thing going on. But now it's in the waiting room. No access to that. No need for nine-tailed foxes and shit. Fuck that shit, bro. Ain't growing that one. I have one already, so. Anyways, again, I cannot grow things that don't interact with me, so. Unfortunately. That's the idea. So what's, so that's the ending. The best they can, I respect them for it. They did a honest job. They weren't too abusive. They're, again, self-abusive. Well, they're evil because they can control themselves. They shapeshift into nonsense. And they do attract trouble, basically, based on their behavior. But the way they treat me is kind of honest and sweet and understandable. And if you can understand, you relate, you build a relationship. I had decent parents. That's all that matters, man. You know, I can appreciate that. So, you know, my life is not completely in danger and completely destroyed. But, and again, my mom cares. My mom cares. And I have to care back now because, you know, she's all alone herself too. And it's like, well, she has some people to talk to, but technically all alone and like nobody cares. It's such a crippling situation for our society in general. And then you like take a step back and it's like, oh, but there's inflation. Nobody cares about each other to begin with. What the fuck you talking about inflation? We're not gonna be able to find the bad guy anymore. We don't know each other anymore. We can't even communicate with each other honestly. You want to solve a problem just because it showed up? Yeah, good luck. There's more to come. More problems to come. Alright? It's just the beginning. It's just the second phase of the apocalypse. Just wait a few more years, or just one more year. We're gonna go to phase 3, where there's gonna be even more problems. Alright? They're not necessarily stacking on top of each other, they're just rotating. They're showing. The apocalypse is not there to destroy your life, it's just to show you where it might go if you screw things up. Alright? So we're now living in a spectacle of apocalypse. It's like, let's see it, guys. Let's see the bad things that can happen to us. And again, they're rotating. So I can't wait what the next year is going to bring, because I'm pretty sure it has to rotate from inflation into something else that is very scary still. Something Earth-related or Earth elemental related. So I'm gonna be juiced up on that one. Maybe I'll get my fame, but me being famous, that is the apocalypse. That is the Antichrist moment, and I could be the leader of that apocalypse, and the still doesn't mean that you just shoot me in the face and I disappear. I go into the dream world, potentially that's cool. I'm not asking for it, but the content that I have will never die. Technoblades never dies is wrong. Gurunext never dies. Why? Because it's impossible now. There's so much content that I've released. You would be mining years and years. And technically, all I have to do is disappear if my content starts destabilizing society. I'll try to mitigate the damage because I care, because I still exist. But maybe, let's not focus on me. Maybe someone else's knowledge blows up. And they release some really scary shit. If I can do it, someone else can do it too. So, we have to brace ourselves for impact because the apocalypse just want to show us how crazy it is to allow, red flags to not be red flags anymore, but we're still scared of the normal people who want to be normal, at least who want to be accepted into society, but I don't like you, I don't feel attracted to you, I don't feel like it, Maybe you should sign in the application of I don't feel like being a human being anymore. That one's gonna work just fine. Alright, I will accept that application. Thank you very much. Don't want to be a human being, that's fine. Just sign here. Alright? See you guys next time. I'll give you guys something else to sign on. But I think I fixed most of my red flags. I have to take a step back and just double check. Again, I live in a fantasy world. It's completely fine now. It's up to everyone else to contribute and try to hold a conversation. It's not a big deal. Try to be curious. Try to connect. Starting with the internet first. Starting with the idea that on the internet, the interactions are accelerated and it gives you a bigger picture of whether people are even capable of having a conversation. If they cannot, there's nothing out there in the real world that I need or am able to achieve whatsoever. People will not be able to understand me at all. 0% possibility. If I cannot do it on the internet where the possibilities are endless, you think I'm gonna shrink the possibilities and all of a sudden it's possible now. No, it's just abuse, despair, nonsense. Alright? Straight up nonsense or just silence. So, do I choose that? No, I'm not going into the real world. I'm sorry. So, I'll gonna put the red... No. Well, whatever. Okay, orange. Unpack it as you will. Level 5, boys. But from level 5. I'm not going into the real world. World gets eaten in mysterious ways. Alright, do I have to go into the real world? Yeah, to eat the world when I feel like it. To spread my confidence. At that point, when people start talking about it, and people see things and why is he so confident? Why does he look weird but still confident? Now things get really weird. Again, I am trying to delay the impact. It will be a more crazy impact if I delay, but I don't like people. So I don't want to just throw myself into the crowd of people. I don't like them. Alright? So I'll try to weaponize myself, put on myself a lot of armor, fucking come out as a Terminator. Maybe even more than that. A giant Goliath, biggest fucking galaxy giant. Alright? And just gobble up the world. Just yoop. Slowly and surely. Why not? Alright? That is the thing that can happen. You want me to go into the real world so badly? You want me to touch grass? No, the grass is gonna touch you. You might even turn into grass. Who knows what happens when the world gets eaten? Oops. Bye. Next time. Don't let me do that one. Alright? Now I'm asking for people to stop me. But when I do that one, you know what's happening. You know I'm begging for forgiveness and attention. 'Cause I definitely need it. Don't I? But you're scary. I don't want to give attention to scary people. Ah. I eat fear too. And fearful people. And whatever they have. I eat that very easily. Tasty. Bye, burger. See you in the next video. Sounds very tasty. I don't want to turn into a demon. I might sound like a demon. I'm trying to fight that urge. Alright? But at some point, there's nothing to hold back on. Everything is just too tasty. I have everything, basically. I can own everything. Who cares at that point, right? Now I can twist reality and do whatever I want while I still get to live. I might not get to live, but even if I die, the world gets eaten anyways. You don't know what happens when someone dies. You just don't know. The world doesn't stop getting eaten just because you shoot me in the face. I'm sorry, bro. Alright? This is not what I figured out about reality. After someone dies, if people still hold sentimental value, that person doesn't actually die. It just, now it's slowly spreading as a disease almost. And still continues on. And again, we kind of believe in a spiritual world and ghosts that people still can linger around. And yeah. For example, Michael Jackson probably became even more famous after he died, which is fantastic and weird. And his kind of relevancy still lingered for a very long time. It's crazy. I looked at the stats, I looked at data, and it's just like, what is Michael Jackson still doing like 3 years ago or something? Fuck that shit, bro. Anyways, I'm done with that shit. I'm just here to scare you so you take action, proper action. Actually, things that encourage you to do more things and improve your actual life instead of, oh, look how cool of a slave I am. No one cares. Alright, no one really cares. You would ask other people, do you care? No, they don't. No, they don't. They only here to just reinforce their own belief that being a slave is pretty cool. And it's like, yeah, that's all you give them. Alright? And if you break that belief somehow and start asking questions, oh, you asked a question. You're not a slave. That's evil. What the fuck is that shit, bro? You guys gonna burn in hell if you gonna keep on doing this shit. You normies? You want to be slaves? Be a slave, but never in your fucking life admit that you always wanted to be a slave. Never ever do that. That is what's gonna destroy your life. Alright? So give you some more sparkles. Never. Yes, life can feel like slavery. But never admit that this is what you wanted. Never admit, and slowly people just give up and admit, It's like, wow, that's pretty cool, having a family and taking care of everything, and none of this none of this matters, but it's so good anyways. Somehow, I don't know. Like, slowly you start to admit that this craziness that people live in is completely justifiable and fine when they don't actually care about each other. Fuck you, bro. You live in hell now. Alright? I get to eat the world, you live in hell. Congratulations. Spectacle is over. See you next time. Don't let Apocalypse 3 hit you too hard, alright? Prepare yourselves accordingly. And, bye.